Do you have a paid off collection account that you paid off, but it's still sitting on your credit report? Were you under the assumption that as soon as you paid off that collection account, it was going to be removed off of your credit report? Well, in this video today, we'll be discussing this. We'll also be discussing what you can do to work towards getting those collection accounts removed off of your credit report, and then hopefully give you some advice to where you can avoid this if you were to encounter this again in the future. If you don't know who I am, my name is Kenny Johnson. I operate a credit repair company here in Canada, mainly in Montreal, but we have Canadians in every province. If you need assistance, you can always send us an email, info@kennyjohnsonuniversity.com. You can call us Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern at 438-803-1002. So we'll go ahead and jump into the topic. So you went ahead and you paid off a collection account, and you were under the assumption that because you paid off that collection account, it was going to remove said collection account. But that is not how it works. In most situations, when you receive an offer to pay off a collection account, what you're really receiving is a settlement offer. So it's important that you're able to differentiate between a settlement and pay for deletion. You may have seen in some of my other videos where I discuss pay for deletion and what it looks like. In most situations, the consumer is going to have to request that pay for deletion. While there are some collection companies that will come to you and offer you pay for deletion, in most situations, you, the consumer, you will have to request pay for deletion. Now, again, you've already paid off your collection account. So if this is your situation, you have essentially lost leverage. What do I mean by losing leverage? That leverage that you once had was the debt itself. Because for the collection company, that is actually an asset for them. Okay, it may not be an asset for you, but for them, it is an asset. So let's just say, for example, we have a bill account. Okay, you had a bill account, maybe you didn't make any payments. That debt was closed, written off as a tax write-off, and then it was marked as a collection account. Bill then decided to sell that account to a collection company. For example purposes, we'll just say ABC Collection Company. ABC Collection Company has now purchased this debt. They purchased this debt maybe at 10% of its value. So let's just say for easy math, the debt was worth $1,000. They purchased it for $100. Okay. They purchased it for $100 and they're looking to come to you for the debt that you possibly owe. Okay. They're looking to come to you and recoup that 90% that's still left on the table. This is how collection companies can take debt and turn it into a profit and how they are a profitable business. Okay. So you, the consumer, you are aware of this. You get a letter from a collection company. You may not recognize them, but you are aware of that bill account that went to collections. Okay. This is where a lot of people make a lot of mistakes. Some people veer off into the path of taking the first settlement offer they receive. Sometimes the collection company, they'll say, hey, you could pay 70% of this debt. And they may not word it as 70%. Maybe they say, instead of paying the 1,000 that you owe, you could pay us $700, right? And then really that's just 70%. Okay, but that collection company is still in profit. But in return, what's going to happen is you pay that off, and a lot of people take the settlement offer. You pay that off, and now it's just going to reflect as a $0 balance on your credit report, and then it's still going to be there for the next 7 years, reflecting on your credit report. And the mistake that a lot of people forget, or a lot of people make, is that they forget that that original bill account is still on their credit report. Okay, which that isn't also going anywhere for the next 7 years. Okay, so we have to think about these things when we're navigating dealing with collection companies and how we go about trying to work towards removing these accounts off of our credit report. Now, you paid off your account, like we said earlier in the video, you paid it off, you lost all leverage. Now, the only real option you have because you lost leverage is to request for that collection company to provide you with proof of debt. Even though you paid off the debt, you can still request for them to provide you a proof of debt. Okay, it's still well within your rights as a consumer that they need to provide you a proof of debt, even though you paid it off. Okay, so if they are able to provide you a proof of debt for that collection account, guess what? Because you lost leverage, that collection account is now staying on your credit report. It's not going anywhere. Okay, this isn't magic. It's just common sense. It's just laws that are put in place to protect you as a consumer. This is why I alluded to this earlier that we don't want to pay it off until the collection company is able to provide us a proof of debt. But maybe you're not in that situation. So you want to request that they provide you a proof of debt. Now, what happens a lot of times is that the collection company never had proof of debt in the first place, but you still paid it off. Well, lucky you, if you contact that collection company even after you paid off that collection account, and you request for them to send you, and you request for them to send you proof of debt, and they don't do it, then you may want to follow up one more time. Maybe you'll follow up a third time. And if you see they're not responding to you, or they're ignoring your request for proof of debt, you can submit a complaint to the Office of Consumer Protections or the Ministry of Finance within your province. Okay, and then they could face fines. There could be legal repercussions that they can face, but you can submit a complaint. But to take a step further so that you're being helped, you can go ahead and submit disputes with Equifax and TransUnion. The process is very similar. When you submit a dispute with Equifax and TransUnion, what's going to happen is they're going to also contact that collection company. If that collection company fails to comply with Equifax and TransUnion and providing them with proof of debt to show actual ownership of that debt, that debt was actually yours, then that's when Equifax and TransUnion are going to go ahead and move towards removing that collection account off of your credit report. So this is how you can remove a paid off collection account off of your credit report. If again, if they are able to successfully provide you with proof of debt, then that collection account is not going to go anywhere, and you're going to have to do your time. But hopefully, it's a learning lesson for you that you don't want any other accounts to go into collections. Okay. Now, again, you still have that other Bell account that we kind of use as an example. You still have that Bell account that you need to take care of, that you need to dispute, and you need to work towards getting removed off of your credit report. Maybe you can leverage some inaccuracies. Maybe it's still showing a balance when it should be showing zero because the debt was transferred over to the collection company. Okay. So again, you still need to take care of these two accounts. That's why, if anything, I always tell the clients that I work with that we want to try to take care of a charge off account before it actually gets to collections. Because if it gets to collections, now not only are you dealing with a collection account, but you're also dealing with a charge off account. So now, instead of just one negative account, we have two negative accounts holding us back, both waiting another 7 years on our credit report to be aged off, right? So if you found this video helpful, please send us an email. You can also comment on the video, just giving us feedback. Maybe there's a certain topic that you want me to go over and discuss. But again, if you have collection accounts that you're dealing with, you don't know how to negotiate, maybe it's been a long process and you just don't have the patience to deal with this anymore, you can give us a call, 438-803-1002. That's from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. You can send us an email, info@kennyjohnsonuniversity.com. And until next time, peace.